So moving on to the third category of the 2020 Central Man Wrestling Award of the Year. So we got Factions of the Year. So vote for your favorite nominees. You just basically write down in the comment section below every time I post every category video of the 2020 Central Man Wrestling Award of the Year. So the nominees of Faction of the Year of 2020 represent main roster WWE. We got The Hurt Business, NXT, The Undisputed Era, AEW, The Inner Circle, The Dark Order, and Team Taz. So let's talk about three factions that are not really on this list. That is Eddie Kingston's group. That is Eddie Kingston, The Butcher, The Blade, The Bunny, Pentagon Jr., and Rey Fenix. At this timeline, at this moment, both Pentagon and Phoenix are no longer with Eddie Kingston's group. They broke away from this faction. This is during the rivalry between Eddie Kingston and Pac in AEW. Yeah, I don't really call it a faction, it's very weird, with no name, so it's a shame it's not on this list, but I don't know, I don't want to get into it. Retribution is not on this list. Boy, this faction, since its formation, since the summer, it had some potential. I think WWE don't know what they do with it. It's just they're being poorly booked. I think some of the members are losing matches, I think some fans don't like Retribution because it's just a knockoff version of Nexus and mostly Aces and Eights, the faction from TNA. Yeah, it's certainly not on this list. And SCU is also not on this list. That is Christopher Daniels, Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian. They didn't really do nothing in 2020. They had some one or two matches on AEW Dynamite, but what they really did, I like Daniels, I like Kazarian, I like Scorpio Sky. What they really did in 2020, nothing. The Best Friends, I said about three, yeah, not on this list. I don't know. Yeah, that's Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy. It had the group had some potential. It's a shame it's not on this list, but it's not. It's just what it is. Anyway, let's talk about the factions on this list. We're gonna start with AEW first. Team Taz. That's it's a faction because you got Taz as the leader. FTW champion Brian Cage and Will Hobbs as the muscle of this group, and Ricky Sparks the trash talker. Yeah, this faction has some potential. I think at this moment they are feuding with Cody, and also the Nightmare Family is not on this list. I don't really call it a faction. That is Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, QT Marshall, Brandy Rose, and Arn Anderson. It's just what it is, man. Anyway, so yeah, it's too early. I can see him be like one of the top candidate for this award, probably for 2021. It's too early to tell. I can see some potential of this group. If they avoid losing, I can see him being faction of the year for 2021. Anyway. Moving on to the next one, Dark Order. Man, I don't know. I think this faction is done. It's done. They're both like losers. They're both like losers. The Dark Order. That is the Insulted One, Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson. This guy's recruiting. I don't think he's an official member of the group. He's basically a satellite member of the Dark Order. That woman, I'm not gonna guess her name. Yeah, they've been booked like losers. And also you got Alex Reynolds and John Silver. I think John Silver has some potential to be a single star. He needs to break away from the group. Colt Cabana. Why they put Colt Cabana in this group? I don't get it. I simply do not get why they did that. It's just a pointless. He doesn't bring nothing to the faction. I'd rather just let Colt Cabana do his own thing. I like Colt Cabana, but what's it gonna do? What's it gonna achieve? Nothing. I could see him, bounce back, but I don't know, man. Inner Circle. boy, that faction fallen 1 year since its formations, since the first episode of Dynamite. Jericho, Guevara, Haga, Santana, Ortiz. Yeah, they added two more members, that is MGF and Wardlow. I can see this faction getting a redemption, bounce back in 2021. Besides that, they lost every matches in 2020, including Jericho. Lost 4 pay-per-view matches in a row for 2020. Sammy Guevara lost matches. Santana and Ortiz lost. The most notable match they had was, I think it was the parking lot brawl between, Proud and Powerful, that is Santana and Ortiz versus the Best Friends, And besides that, what have they done? Nothing. Hager's the same. I think, what's the last time he has a match? This faction's going to be dead if they don't clean up their act. So, moving on to NXT. I put, Inner Circle third. Anyway, NXT, we got the Undisputed Era. I'm trying to keep it short and simple. Not for 2020. I think this faction is nearly done. I think they've run its course. That is, Adam Cole, Bayback, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. They had an awesome War Games match last week at TakeOver War Games. Besides that, they didn't really do much in 2020. Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly challenged Finn Balor for the NXT title at TakeOver 31. It was a good match, but besides that, what they really did for 2020. I think they lost to Imperium at Worlds Collide early this year in January. I like Undisputed Era. I think their time as a group is nearly at an end. I think Adam Cole lost to Pat McAfee at TakeOver 30. Besides that, the book like losers. So I'm going to talk about the final faction of this list. That is the Hurt Business represent WWE's main roster. This faction has some potential. This is kind of a spin of the BDC of TNA. BDC is the Beatdown Clan. That is MVP, Bobby Lashley, Kenny King, Samoa Joe, Eric Young. Instead of Kenny King and Samoa Joe is no longer part of this version in WWE, you got MVP, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. What's the last time WWE did a black faction? What's the last time? I think the last time they did it was the Nation of Domination. That was nearly 25 years ago. Besides that, they've never done a black faction ever since. I see this faction, doing well. So far they lost, 2 of the members losing matches. They haven't lost a match as a team so far. I could see them being this dominant faction going on to 2021. I could see Vince fucking that up because don't fuck it up. This faction has some potential. I like MVP. He's the trash talker. Bobby Lashley's the muscle. Shelton Benjamin's the athletic guy, Shelton Benjamin is Shelton Benjamin. Same as Cedric Alexander, I could see being this black version of Evolution. So I don't know what picked for Faction of the Year for 2020, so I'm going to leave it up to you. Write down the comment section below for what's your favorite nominee, who's going to win Faction of the Year of 2020.